Everyone. Hi, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI, Actors Theater of Indiana's weekly podcast. ATI is the resident professional theater company at the Center for the Performing Arts in Carmel, Indiana, USA. And this week, I have Clay Mosley. Clay, we have never met before.
Yes, great to meet you.
Great to meet you. We met about, 5-10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And he is one of Scott Osborne's oldest.
Scott's best friend.
Best
I'm going to put it out there. I know you had Austin on the
I
show 2 weeks
did
ago.
2 weeks ago. Yes.
I just have to make a correction.
He claimed,
Scott's best friend.
he's claiming that too. So you guys can work that out on your own.
We'll let Scott decide.
But anyway, yeah, it's great because Scott had the idea to have some of his childhood friends on, who he is, of course, still friends with, who are entrepreneurs. And you are definitely an entrepreneur. And first thing, let's talk about just exactly, we're going to be all over the place. I'm going to try to cover everything.
Yeah.
But exactly what is your product right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So actually, speaking of Scott last spring invited me to play pickleball, and I had heard about pickleball.
He's really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard about pickleball, went out to hang out with Scott, but also check out this game. And fast forward a couple months later, I am hooked on pickleball. Yeah, as many people get into
everyone
it.
says.
Yep. And one thing I noticed about the space, the sport has been around since 1965.
Okay.
But it's really picked up popularity in the last 5-10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed is that the sport is transitioning from just a retired person sport to a younger audience.
Yeah.
And there really isn't too many paddle brands going after that younger player, especially people who want a better looking paddle than what's out there today. So my brand is Solara 94, and yeah, we launched this past Saturday.
How'd you get Solara?
Yeah, so Solara means of the sun. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So as someone who's worked in tech, worked at home for many years now, I'm at home quite a bit. So pickleball gets me outside, gets me in the sun, gets me in community. So Solara 94, it's a combination of being outdoors, being with people, and having a pretty paddle. Win or lose, you're going to have the best paddle on the court.
Win or lose, you're looking good.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Solara 94. So how did you... Now, listen, I didn't know that pickleball was that old.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. And
that's very interesting because when it started popping up and, people were like, pickleball, I just assumed, that it was brand new, that someone had just said, let's take tennis and paddleball, let's combine the two. And it absolutely exploded, but that's very interesting. But I guess it was you can play on the pickleball courts, right? Now, can you play pickleball on a tennis court at all?
So you can, as long as people who play tennis aren't getting mad at you for taking their courts.
That's true, taking their courts, yeah.
But it is a much smaller court than tennis.
Yeah. Yes.
You can play with a lot of tennis courts will have lines for pickleball on top of the tennis courts. So yeah, ideally though, you would want a dedicated pickleball court.
Because you got that thing, the sink.
The kitchen.
All right. I keep calling it the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
That's why. I'm like, if you're in the kitchen sink, my niece was trying to explain. One of my nieces loves it. Plays all summer. And you're right. They have these courts and people are waiting with their time. And they are waiting to play with their times, just like the tennis clubs are and used to be, So 94, were you born in 94? Is that what? Solara 94? Yeah. Okay. And so when you said, hey, I'm going to make these products, okay, so that's great. You had the idea, but then you have to get them manufactured.
Yes.
And you have to brand them. And you have to brand yourself.
Yeah.
And you were probably doing something else at the time, too, where you were working as you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's let's go back 10 months to when things really got kicked off. It started as an idea last July, And as I was thinking about it more and more, I was like, all right, let's do this. I was thinking about company name, came up with the logo.
Right.
So I initiated the process. The next step was to find a manufacturer.
Yes.
Yeah, which can be a challenging process. So I talked to about 20 different manufacturers across the world and narrowed it down to the manufacturer that we're working with today. And the reason I chose them, I can actually show you the paddle.
Sure.
So here's our logo, our tote bag that is available on our website as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's the paddle. It's a good thing you were born in the 90s.
Yeah, right?
That worked out.
Yeah, so we have 3 different designs here. Going back to talking about the manufacturers, it was really important for me to have a kind of monochrome look. You see the pink, the
Yep.
edge guard, the surface,
Yep.
the handle,
Yep.
the rubber rings. They're all going to be a monochrome look. That's
Okay.
not something that you see with other brands. It's very eye-catching and
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And then you have this is not. Oh.
yeah. It's
Are
kinda
they
nice.
all that way? Kind of rough?
Yeah, yeah.
They
That's,
are?
that's for control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
get a little bit more spin on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, the handle's nice though,
Thank you.
right? And if your hand gets sweaty, right? Have you, let me ask you, have you made this handle, so, I love this. This is the 94 right here
Yes.
on the end. If your hand starts to get sweaty, which does with tennis rackets are made the same way, does this help?
It does. Yeah, it's got it's sweat resistant grip here.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's gonna be good, especially when it's been so hot
And
lately.
what is Legacy?
Yeah, so Legacy is the name of this paddle collection.
Okay.
So, yeah, so there's the brand Solara 94. This paddle, this series is called the Legacy series.
Okay.
So, eventually we'll come out with more colors, more designs.
And that'll be different, obviously, not the
Yeah.
this is your first one. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
This is the first one right here. These are great
Absolutely.
looking. My
Thank you.
God.
Appreciate
and the
it.
pink one. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God. Wait a minute. So this handle's really nice.
Yeah.
This feels a little different.
It does. So this has
that has the sheen
protection
on it,
wrap.
right?
Yeah, which you would take off. But yeah.
Okay, that's why you have the wrap on it. So my God, this handle's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
I mean, it felt good with the wrap, but this handle is like, oh, no, it's really nice.
Good.
It really feels really good.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. So, okay, what were you doing before? You work a lot at home. What were you doing?
Yeah, so I still currently work in software. The
Okay.
dream is to do this business full time.
Of course.
But we launched this past weekend, so I'm hoping this time next year things look a bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still work in software, work
Okay.
in software sales. Actually, my last company was working for a podcast marketing
Okay.
company
Yeah.
that had a software.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not my
So
first time.
I mean, you're not. You went into this, but you kind of. I don't know. Software is so different, but you have. I don't know. You weren't like you were going into it blind,
Yeah.
kind of, but you're in the software market. You know what I mean? So are you any kind like who designed these? Do you have any kind of design background? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You had an idea of what you wanted the monochromatic to the colors to look like.
Yeah, so I started off my career in marketing, and I transitioned more to sales side. So
Okay,
I
so
do
you
have
have
that-
that, which is very
yeah,
important for this.
yeah.
What I'm saying. So you had that.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I have some design experience.
Okay.
Yeah, so the branding was super important for me to make it really stand out.
Yeah.
That's a huge component of Solara. So yeah, I have marketing background, and even with software, launching a business like this with the age that we live in, we're recording live right now. Everything's online, so having
That's right.
software and knowing how to build a tech stack for the business has been important for me. Yeah,
So God, and that's a lot of work. I mean, and it's just you.
it is. It's me and my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. That's good to have a team.
Yes.
And what does she do?
Yeah. So she works at
What is her name?
Jenna. Yeah.
Jenna.
Jenna
Okay,
Mosley.
go.
Yeah.
Jenna Mosley.
Yeah, so she's in project management, project coordinating. So she's very detail oriented.
Oh, that's
She's
good.
also very fashionable. So every design, every
so she's
post.
like, listen, that paddle.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, right?
Yeah.
That's great, though.
She keeps me sane.
That's great.
Yeah, the validation.
That's
Yeah.
right. And when you're putting the product out online, right, and everything and how it looks, and that's very important. Very important. I mean, you probably know branding is so important because people's visual, they're like, wow, do I need another pickleball paddle?
Yes.
I think I might, and also, I guess, with your paddles, I guess with every sort of sports equipment, what makes it different? What makes a person feel like, really, they can play better with it?
So with our paddles, they're 16 millimeters. They're a carbon fiber material, so you felt that grit on there. It's going to be great for control, but it also has a good amount of power. So with pickleball paddles, you have either a paddle that has a lot of control or a paddle that has a lot of power. This is a good balance of both. And it's a good paddle for really anybody. So whether you're a new player, there's not a big learning curve, or more of an experienced player. As someone who plays pickleball every week, multiple times a week, it was important for me to create a paddle that I felt good playing with.
Of course. And you have to, because you have to believe in your product.
Exactly.
And you play.
Yes.
You're just not creating this product with you actually play and you know what feels good, And now, how long have you been playing? For about a year now?
Yeah, only a year.
Yeah, so you're probably pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Sure.
I've never played it. So I learned tennis as a kid. So I take tennis lessons and everything. But is the ball like what is the ball like? It's like a wiffle ball? Not a wiffle ball, but it's kind of like a wiffle ball.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hollow ball with holes in it, just like a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my God! Look what magically just happened.
Yeah.
So this is it.
That's it.
It is kind of like a wiffle ball.
It is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Look at this. You can't miss it. Are they all this color? No, they can't all be like this.
Yeah, there's some yellow ones.
Yellow, I think. Yeah.
Indoors. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a tennis ball color, and then you have some yellow ones.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me put this back here. I don't get distracted with my pickleball ball. Who is the manufacturer they made here?
So they're
in the
not
United States.
I did import them in. Yeah. Just as a startup, looking at cost and really trying to grow the business, it made more sense to go overseas. But definitely the goal would be to bring the manufacturing over here at some point. Yeah, as we grow.
Yeah.
But kind of going back to the manufacturing process and really kind of what the last 10 months have looked like. So there was that vetting of the manufacturer. I took a look at a couple of their designs for paddles and tested them. Yeah. So I got to make sure that before we threw our branding on paddles, that these paddles were something that worked for me.
What's your name
performed
now?
Well, yeah.
It's all on you.
Yeah.
Buck stops with you.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. .com.
Okay.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook. We're all over. The goal is eventually to sell on Amazon.
Okay.
For now, where we're at, we're selling on our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. You're not going to be in like a brick and mortar. You're not going to be like, I'm going over to Dick's or to whatever, Target, whatever. Target, I don't know who sells. I mean, Dick's definitely sells them. But any sports chain.
Yes, that's the goal.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love
so
to,
you would like to be in those stores.
Absolutely.
Have you tried yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I want to figure out and just kind of like fine tune the manufacturing process and the turnaround time for ordering more paddles. Yeah. I want to feel really good about that before working with a major retailer like Target.
And how many have you? I feel like now we're on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
How many have you sold?
Yeah. So we launched this past Saturday. We've had about 50 orders. So yeah, it's been a good start. Yeah, it's we're getting our name out there. Really, the goal for Solara is like we want to build a organic community around the brand. So like I was mentioning, Solara or pickleball gets you outside, gets you with community.
Right.
So many of Scott and I's friends, like we've made a stronger connection with friends. We're seeing old friends, and they come out and play pickleball.
Right.
and now we have a fun, healthy activity to do together.
To get together.
Yeah, so really a big part of the brand is that organic content as well.
Yeah.
So putting a community around it.
Yeah. And so, God, with pickleball, how long is the game? How long is it? Is it quick?
Depends on who you're playing. Yeah. I still get my butt kicked by people twice my age. Yeah. But you play to 11. You got to win by 2.
Okay.
Yep. You can only score points when you're serving. So you kind of flip-flop between playing offense and defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the same kind of serve as tennis, or is it like an underhand serve?
Yeah. It's
below
the belly button.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, so if people can go on your website, buy these on the website, you can see everything, right? Just go right to the website, Solaris94.com, or what is it?
Yeah.
Solara94.com.
Solara94.com.
You could see all these. There it is. You can see all these. And this is it? Just these 3 colors?
Just
now?
these 3? Yeah.
Yep.
For now, this is what we're starting
this
our launch with, and then
How
the
about
tote bag.
and the tote bag? Are you selling any of these?
We're not selling balls yet.
Just the paddles.
Yeah, just the paddles.
So it's not like you get a pack, like two paddles and a ball. Like it's
I like
just
that idea,
Well, you're bundling.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you put your little logo on here, you know, on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the tote. That's nice.
Yeah.
Is that everybody just throws it in a tote usually, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with tennis,
easy.
you have you're putting your racket in your zipped up,
Yeah.
But this is a little more casual. Pickleball's a little more casual.
It
I think
is.
that's why people like it.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they can play. It's easier to play. You're out with friends. It's fun, and you're getting exercise, right?
Exactly.
So it's all those things combined, which is fantastic. And how many times a week do you play?
I try to play twice a week.
Twice, okay.
Typically Thursdays and Saturdays with Scott. So, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Where is there pickleball courts around here?
So there's actually Meadowlark Park has.
Where is that?
Just behind us off Main Street in Carmel.
Okay.
Yeah. Meadowlark Park has 4 courts. We kind of bop around. We've gone to Northview Church. They have some courts.
Does the Monon Center have any courts over there?
They do some open play,
Yeah.
but it's on a basketball court.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, because you got to have the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But the sport is growing. There's a handful of places popping up. There's Pickle and Pen. The Dink House is just off Carmel Drive.
Oh.
2 places called the Pickler.
Yeah.
So it's
Is it all
it's
outdoor?
really growing.
There must be indoor courts too. You must be able to play in the winter.
Yeah. So those places I just list off, they are indoor courts.
Okay.
So that's definitely going to be something we'll look into partnering.
I think it's interesting. I'd love to check it out. I mean, because like I said, I had to take tennis lessons as a kid.
Yeah.
So I have the general idea. And if this is a little smaller,
Yeah.
And I know, like I said, my niece plays, and
you gotta play with her.
Yeah. I actually might ask her this summer, if I see her.
Yeah.
But
Well.
yeah, but they love it, and they're not. This is like for any age. This game. I mean, she's in her still in her 20s, I think. So I think. Well, it's hard to remember everybody's
That's
age.
the great thing about the sport.
But it seems like it's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're getting your butt kicked by people twice your age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game is for everybody, and so are our paddles. I know I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I wanted to create a paddle for younger players, but really, this is not just for younger players. Anybody can play with our paddles.
And do you always play with pairs?
Typically,
yeah,
play
that's
doubles.
how I see it is doubles.
But you can't play
pairs.
singles.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it that way a lot. So that's even better. You're with your partner.
Exactly.
Right. Now, does your wife play?
She plays a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays a bit. But yeah, not as often as I would like.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah, mainly with the guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Clay Mosley, you're awesome.
Thank you.
By the way, Clay's mother is Leah Mosley. She's on the board of Actors Theater of Indiana.
Yes.
And I had no idea when I walked in here today that was the case. I said, "Oh, what's your last name?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, you're a great guy. So I wish you all the best with this. This is it's not an easy task.
It is not.
Starting something like this. So, but I'm sure you and Jenna will make it grow and spread it, and hopefully, also hopefully have the manufacturing.
Yes.
Bringing it to the United States. I know everybody knows that's more expensive. That's hard.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll
and
get
that is difficult because it's always pricier. Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I think you will. I think you will. Thank you so much for being
thanks
here.
for having
really
me on.
appreciate it.
Before we wrap things up, I would love to give you a paddle so you can start playing with your niece. And
Oh my God.
yeah.
Are you
So
kidding me?
you pick. Totally up to you.
Oh God, now I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, since this one's unwrapped.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take this one.
Cute.
Since
Love
I know what the feel of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm gonna do it this summer. I'm gonna get in touch with her right after this.
Do it.
And say, come on, I'm coming.
She needs to buy a paddle too.
We'll go down the shore. We'll play a little. Oh my gosh, and she can teach me everything.
Yes.
Oh my God, thank you. I love this.
My
And
pleasure.
I do love this surface. You really, really cool. My God.
Thank
Okay,
you.
everybody. Well, we'll see you later. Next week, Lunch Break with ATI, Actors Theater of Indiana's weekly podcast. And next week, actually, I think it's July 2nd. I think. So we'll be right before the 4th. So we're going to be super, super busy. Some people from ATI are singing with the symphony on July 4th. I'm one of those people. It's myself and Judy Fitzgerald and Jacob Butler and Darren Mirarell will be joining the Carmel Symphony Orchestra on the 4th of July over there at the gazebo during Carmel Fest right before the fireworks. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks again, Clay.
Thank you.
We're going to,
I like that.
look at that. Toodaloo!